What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the bottom of the map in the blue color, playing as Thor. He is your resident daddy AOM legend, also known as Chrono with some double J's on the end. Yes, it is ChronoJJ, and he is right in this game playing the blue Thor color. That didn't make a whole lot of sense, but you're going to have to deal with it. His opponent today, not playing Gaia, though you could be confused with that as his name is Gaiaisgood. He is indeed in the red color playing as Odin. The map is Blue Lagoon, and I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but we'll just move a little closer in to the camera just so that you guys can see it. We've already done this a little bit already, but I just want you to have a quick look at, there's a thing on my head. Yes, this is merch. We have, there's merch. You can click the link. There's a link. You can click it. It should be down there somewhere. Anyone, if you feel like it. If you don't feel like it, then don't. And just say, shut up, boy. Let the AOM action happen. But yes, it's good. It feels great. I'm happy. I'm happy. And even if nobody buys any, I'm happy. See, that's the, I think that's the qualities of good merch, right? Anyways, we do have the mithril horseshoes on the map. And this game was sent to me with the specific annotation Calamity game. So I'm excited to see some Calamity here in this game. ChronoJJ is playing Thor. He's already out of his comfort zone. He's not playing his stock standard Ra, and he is currently bashing away at Gaiaisgood's Ulfsark, Skraling, running straight into the town center. He's just like, let me at him. Gaiaisgood is not having any housing crises here in this game. And he is going to continue on as if nothing has gone wrong. Nothing has gone wrong in this game thus far, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so, boom. What are we going to see here in this game? See, if this was a top player game, I would be like, well, you'd probably see some like defensive play from the Thor player, maybe some throwing axemen and Herser shenanigans, because the Odin player might want to go Heimdall here, get a little bit aggro in the early game. We might see like a mid-game Frost coming through for both players. Whoever gets the most value there comes out with a very strong Mythic Age timing, hitting the Ragnarok or hitting the tier and then getting some value there. But no, this is ChronoJJ. Who knows what ChronoJJ is going to do? I wouldn't even be surprised if ChronoJJ goes for like early Dwarven Armory into mass armory upgrades or something absolutely insane. He's currently eating his pigs because of the reasons unbeknownst to me. But he is on his pigs, and now Gaiaisgood is finishing up his giraffe. He is Odin, so he does get like infinite food in his base, which is a thing. You can get infinite food in your base with Odin because of Great Hunt, and such is life. That's good. That is good. Very good. Fantastic. Okay, temple up in the middle of the map. Double ravens spawning. Going to be a bit of a later advance time. This is a lower level game than we are used to, but that's okay. We're allowed to enjoy lower level games from time to time as the advanced time is going to come through, and we are indeed seeing the Heimdall coming through for Gaiaisgood, and Freya is coming through for ChronoJJ. Let's see how this all goes. Alrighty, Skraling moving forward, checking out all of the good stuff. Wandering straight, clicking on the view lock button, unfortunately. But ChronoJJ Skraling will be spotting all of the houses coming up in the middle of the map. Now, if you've followed any of the Norse Wars any time in the past, you will notice that what I'm a fan of is if you put a forward temple down, you should bring your Ulfsark or your first Herser back to your home base to build houses. This functions better with the Herser. This functions as a defensive measure against the Valkyrie, but also more importantly, gets your houses nice and safe. And we are also seeing a bit of a crisis here from ChronoJJ, trying to save the ox cart production there and instead getting stung with a little bit of inefficiency which is what it is. Anyways, Valkyrie is up. Chrono's going to be moving forward here. Gaiaisgood is getting ready to do what he wants to do. Which... Oh! I was like, the Undermine does hit the temple, but he definitely wanted to hit that longhouse there to deny that one. We do see the Einhjar in here helping out a little bit as the Ursa fighting back, and ChronoJJ trying to micro to the best of his ability right now. More Ursa coming in to help out in this fight as the Valkyrie just kind of running around after that Skraling there. It's going to be a half-decent idea, but we do see the first blood has been drawn. Nice marker there from Gaiaisgood, but will end up losing that Hursa as another Hursa drops for ChronoJJ. The Valkyrie does end up falling there as well as this Hursa comes back in, going to finish off the initial Einhjar now, as it's seemingly looking like Gaiaisgood will be holding for the time being, but both these longhouses are not up just yet. ChronoJJ, on the other hand, does have his first longhouse up, and he is deciding to go for raiding cavalry here. Very, very surprised to see raiding cavalry at this stage. Sometimes you can mix in a couple a little bit later, but generally speaking, you want to go for throwing axemen, you want to go for Hursa, you want to go for maybe some Ulfsark at the early stages of the game before mixing in those raiding cavalry. So we're going to be seeing Chrono returning back home now as that longhouse is up. And how many resources does Gaiaisgood actually have? He's got a ton of resources in the bank, and he needs to work out how he's going to spend those as he's throwing down more and more houses here. Villagers for ChronoJJ are very, very boldly walking into the middle of the map now to get this this hunt now, as we are also seeing the Valkyrie scouting out the Gaiaisgood villagers over here, but there is already a Hursa from Gaiaisgood, and ChronoJJ is going to get out of there. So, where to now? More units getting produced. We are indeed seeing the double throwing axeman. The Hursa still getting produced. The Valkyrie getting bashed away. Chrono, on the other hand, has yeah, you definitely okay. He does notice it. Very good. Gonna come back over here and jump onto the medium gold mine as the raiding cavalry are gonna be retreating away. We are seeing ChronoJJ move in here, gonna start thwacking away at these villagers here, trying to dodge and do as best as they can. And the raiding cavalry retreating this way, away from this as well, as we see the Valkyrie wandering forward here, actually getting sniped down. So ChronoJJ just trying to find something to hit here, but Gaiaisgood is very, very strongly defending at this point. However, the food situation seemingly running out very, very shortly here for Gaiaisgood, and his scouting is atrocious here in this game, so he's got no idea where to go now. So we might actually end up seeing something a little bit strange here of those villagers walking forward onto this location, potentially, or it looks like they're just going to come back onto the berry bushes here, which is not the best. Meanwhile, we are seeing JJ able to take down some units over here, but it is seemingly looking like the defense is okay here. ChronoJJ 61 pop. Gaiaisgood is 65 population. As these guys are going to retreat away as best as they can. Another house coming up here for Gaiaisgood. He does have a lot of units out. He is sitting idly by over here. Going to look to attack the gold mine while trying to defend over here. Very nice micro here from ChronoJJ. Those raiding cavalry do actually do a little bit of extra damage versus throwing axemen. They do have the 75% bonus there against the throwing axemen, as the Einhjar pushes those villagers back into the town center before retreating away. And the game continues. Look at this go. Alrighty. So, I thought that was Einhjar spammage starting now, but simply just returning back to his base with these units as Watchtowers has come up. Chrono wants to kind of defend himself over here. It's going to be tough for Gaiaisgood to get any value over here, but he's going for it. This is going to be maybe a villager kill, but most of the units here are going to fall to the town center and to everything else. But the gold income for ChronoJJ going to be removed right now, dropping down to 57 population here. He does have a whole bunch of Hursa Valkyrie over here to defend, but seemingly forgetting about them as the Einhjar is going to town on these dwarves. But looks like Chrono's going to come back in now, push the Anhiar away, and feel happy about himself. Gaiaisgood, 70 population. ChronoJJ, 62 population. Chrono retreating back away with his raiding cavalry, trying to keep him alive. There is this food over here. Again, we haven't seen red find that here in this game just yet. The raiding cavalry turning around, going to get a couple of thwacks away onto the Ulfsark as the army is now traversing forward to attack this food of Chrono. He does have this option to move over onto this location here if he can hold it. So we'll see how that's going to go as the Valkyrie is going to be wandering in here. We have three Valkyrie, but there are still a ton of Herser out for Gaiaisgood. So these Valkyrie are not going to be all too helpful in the fights because they are going to get picked off very, very quickly. So one way you can use these Valkyrie now as his opponent is attacking him is move them forward and start harassing the main base of Gaiaisgood. Hitting those economic units, definitely hitting this gold situation here would be very, very valuable to ChronoJJ. But population 84 for Gaiaisgood, so a little bit of an advantage, and he is looking like he's trying to get to the next age here, as it's seemingly looking like the villagers have moved over onto the berry bush, as Chrono does not feel comfortable going after this hunt just yet. And now Chrono's going to be losing his temple, losing his relic as well, potentially. That speedy mithril horseshoes is going to slow the cavalry down a little bit. We are seeing a little bit of snipe action happening here, going after the straggler units. Always a good play before deciding to leave said location there. More houses coming up, and still trying to build all of his units. Temple coming down as well. Maybe halting production, but I don't know why I'd be throwing down more buildings if he's halting production, but we'll see how it's going to go. And Chrono getting away from the army. So we'll see what he can find. There is still a whole bunch of food on the map. We've got all of the zero back here. We've got this food over here as well. But running out of the berries very, very shortly. It's going to be a little bit of an interesting time for Gaiaisgood, but he does manage to hit up to the next age. Is he going to be going through? All right. We see the Njord. Gaiaisgood. He's showing us. I was going to say Skadi is the way here, but Njord. Why not go Njord? That's the question. Why not? Well, the answer is because the Thor player can go Skadi and kill everything that you get from your Njord. But the problem is ChronoJJ. He doesn't have the food to advance. He is about to run out of his home gold mine, but he doesn't have the food to advance here. We are indeed seeing him getting thundering hooves, Dwarven Armory coming up, and I wouldn't be surprised to see ChronoJJ losing his entire base right now as this push is going to come. The temple's relatively far forward as well for Gaiaisgood, so he's going to get the Mountain Giant. If he deletes this temple, then he can get the Mountain Giant right on the front immediately. But while this is going on, we are seeing ChronoJJ managing to find a huge raid onto Gaiaisgood, so no more food income for Gaiaisgood. This is absolutely huge. Do we see the temple being deleted? Yes, we do. The Mountain Giant going to be wandering forward here. The Walking Woods is out. That houses the first point of contact as ChronoJJ. He stops production. Idle villagers everywhere focusing on the raiding cavalry. Going to be coming back home. He does have the medium raiders here, and the Mountain Giant going to be clicking straight onto this town center as Gaiaisgood has clicked the go button, and ChronoJJ is in full scramble mode. Villagers everywhere trying to figure out where he can go. The throwing axemen in the back going to be holding as best as they possibly can. We do see the raiding cavalry of ChronoJJ returning back into this location now, going to be helping out as best as they possibly can. But with those Herser here, they're still very, very good against the Valkyrie. You can move those Valkyrie around and try and get the raiding cavalry to take down the Herser, but it's looking like maybe ChronoJJ not able to hold here, as Gaiaisgood has got so much extra population. But big forest fire coming in, not really going to do all too much damage to the army of Gaiaisgood, though a couple of units are falling, and it's seemingly looking like ChronoJJ may be able to hold here. The villagers have all moved up here onto this food situation. We do see the Mountain Giant following this up. You can see that the Mountain Giant does have a special ability, and a lot of people think that that special ability is just a big thwack with the club, but guess what? You can kick a dwarf as well with that special ability. So, the villagers making their way up to this large gold mine here as we see the raiding cavalry coming in to smack at the ox carts. Want to take them out as best as you can. If you kill off all of the ox carts, then how does ChronoJJ get his town center back if he doesn't have the resources to do so? And in fact, he's got no resources in the bank at all. The villagers are all getting sniped down here. This is absolutely brutal as we see the ox cart getting focused down. There is only one ox cart remaining here. No, 2 ox carts remaining for ChronoJJ. We are seeing the walking Akaya, however you say it, are getting dealt with over here, and JJ is now getting raided on this location as Gaiaisgood does spot this one. The villagers turning around. They're not going to allow the ox cart to get taken out that easily. And now JJ's trying to get his houses back up. He's got a lot of units queued up here in his longhouses. As the villagers retreat back, they can move over onto this location here and hold there. Gaiaisgood is, for some reason, struggling to do anything. He's no longer producing units. Just from one longhouse is he making throwing axemen, and he is making more of those Einhyar out here, as they're very, very helpful to continue pushing forward. The ox cart under fire right now is going to get saved for the time being here, as JJ is looking for somewhere to hold on in this game, as the watchtower does end up getting taken down. The Valkyrie coming in for ChronoJJ. How much favor does he have? He's got 87 favor, and he just needs to get some Hersa out to deal with this myth unit spam that Gaiaisgood has done, and it's looking like that's exactly what he's going for straight away. Whole bunch of Hersa queued up. We do see the mountain giant coming in to big thwack onto the temple here. So he will actually take that one down. More Hersa are getting built out by ChronoJJ as the villagers making their quick dart up to the top side of the map. Going to jump onto this gold mine here and continue mining that gold. The house does end up getting taken down. ChronoJJ his housing crisis is real, but for the first time ever, it's not because ChronoJJ has forgotten houses. It's because he has lost that many houses that he is in a position he is all too familiar with. I'm sorry, JJ. You don't deserve that at all. Anyways, all the Einhyar have been sniped down as we see some throwing axemen coming in. But as the throwing axemen come in, we do have some Valkyrie getting produced out here by ChronoJJ. Where is he getting houses? He's got a couple of throwing axemen over here. Needs to keep building those throwing axemen. Gaiaisgood is continuing to push forward in this game with those dwarves. He still hasn't bothered getting these zebra or this location. This is such a big mistake here from Gaiaisgood. He just has no scouting in this game, as the mountain giant trying to help take down that Valkyrie. The Valkyrie going to get pulled back, and ChronoJJ, he doesn't have a town center. He's got barely any units, but he's got a lot of resources in the bank, as he says he's alive because he has not resigned just yet, as the Hersa comes in to try and take down. And look at this town center grab here by ChronoJJ. Why take the hometown center back when you can take your opponent's third town center? Moving around the map, doing everything he possibly can. And now the mountain giant pushing forward here, and I would turn this around and take that watchtower down for sure, and then start taking the houses down as well, as a whole bunch of dwarves moving forward onto this location where he's not getting gold anymore. He stopped mining gold. Okay, fair enough. Do see one Hersa getting sniped down there by Gaiaisgood. Nice play with the throwing axeman. But ChronoJJ is about to be up a town center. These villagers will be making their way forward. They could potentially jump onto this food as well, though Chrono doesn't actually have any wood in income at the moment to make said ox cart. And he wants to make it. He builds a couple of villages first, and we'll see where to from here. And somehow, some way, ChronoJJ he's got a town center. But look at all the villagers here for Gaiaisgood versus ChronoJJ. I mean, he's got a lot of idols running around the map, but he is a fighter. Never give up, never surrender. That is the name of the game. And ChronoJJ is one of the peak performers of this idea. We see the walls coming up, going to try and slow down any sort of pressure. We do see the attempted raid here from ChronoJJ, spotting that gold mine, but Gaiaisgood is not on that one. We see a marker coming up. Is Gaiaisgood going to try and go for a Ragnarok here? I wouldn't be surprised if that's what he's doing. It looks like he's selling wood, buying food, just about to get that remaining gold that he needs. The villagers are getting pulled off here, and I think Gaiaisgood. He is going Balder. One town center Balder, all in. All in, ladies and gentlemen. Why not? Why not go for it? This is the hilarity at its finest. ChronoJJ, on the other hand, throwing up towers, maybe even aware of what is potentially coming his way. He's 100 of 115 population. He is close to being able to click up. He has a lot of villagers queued up in this town center that he can remove. If he has an armory, he does have an armory, so he could click up and have that frost. It could be absolutely huge to help him out there. As we also see a random hill fort getting thrown down on this position. No attempt at, do we see any ox caravans? No, we don't. While you're advancing to the Mythic Age through Balder, if you can afford to get any ox carts, you should get ox carts out, because it just means that they're not going to get converted into Heroes of Ragnarok. You're still going to get a little bit of gold income. Going to help you with a fire giant follow up. So, ChronoJJ alive and well here, ladies and gentlemen, but with a bit of a feat and a half to deal with, because how many armor upgrades do we actually see here? None. No armor upgrades. We'll see how it goes. The Gaiaisgood now focusing down the main base of Chrono. Chrono has basically been evicted. He's been told that he has not paid his rent on time. He is a month behind, and if he doesn't leave right now, we are demolishing the house. And if you're inside, it doesn't matter. It's all going to be over. And we do see immediately Gaiaisgood clicking that Ragnarok button, ready to go right now, going straight up to the town center. The Heroes of Ragnarok are here. ChronoJJ does have a whole bunch of units here. We see some walls coming in as he's going to attempt to hold on here. These Ragnarok heroes do not have any upgrades, or one upgrade, copper mail here. So that's going to be a bit of a help. Now they have to retreat back. Gaiaisgood has a huge advantage right now. 28 Heroes of Ragnarok there, and he's got 16 over here. The walls in the back are absolutely huge here. So we'll see how that's all going to go. And ChronoJJ does manage to hit the Heroic Age through Skadi. This could be potentially one of the biggest frosts you've ever seen in your life, as we do see the Rag heroes moving in here, fighting off against those medium throwing axes. And ChronoJJ smartly pulling back behind his wall to start throwing some of those axes at safety here. But a fire giant waddling in, going to be able to hit those nicely. And look at this, random villagers all over the map for Chrono. He does not care where they are, so long as they are gathering. And I guess he cares that they're safe, but you know, it is what it is. And now we see Chrono. He's got a defense. He's got the tower defense started. One tower up, and that's it. We do see the Heroes of Ragnarok have spotted the villagers over on this location. Gaiaisgood wants to pick off every villager he possibly can here. How close to the Mythic Age is ChronoJJ, though? There is a potential. He gets the market up. He's got the market up. Put all the villagers onto gold and get... What? Oh, he's getting himself heavy infantry. Okay, so he can't get to the Mythic Age here. Not going to be close enough. Villagers falling here. The throwing axeman going to be sitting in on this location, ready to fight. The fire giant coming in. Look at that damage coming in onto those throwing axemen there. Huge amounts of damage as the gate is getting targeted down. These villagers going to be long distance mining from this large gold mine, as we do see one of the biggest frosts you'll ever see here. How much? I can't even select that many units. There's just too many here for Gaiaisgood. He's got more than 30 Heroes of Ragnarok here. Those heavy throwing axemen are going to be doing absolute work at basically 1 DPS per second per throwing axemen to target this down. The the hearse over here getting finished off, and Gaiaisgood might not be able to completely dismantle ChronoJJ's army after the frost is done. There is still a 27 HP wooden wall that needs to be bashed down for all the units to get into here, but he has to push here. He has to get going. We've got both of these longhouses trying to build those throwing axemen, but as the throwing axemen fall, they will fall very, very fast here. It is looking like in that moment, Gaiaisgood decides to pull back and move around to the top location here to hit these gold villages. Chrono can jump onto this gold mine if he so chooses, and he does do that. These villagers might jump onto the wood or something, find a different gold mine somewhere else on the map. And now we see ChronoJJ coming in to try and snipe down some of these medium throwing axemen here. The Valkyrie gonna micro around. Look at the micro. Look at the moves. Faker, what was that? Is that how it is? Is that how it is? And then all the throwing axemen fall to the superior heavy throwing axemen. They also have Hunter's Axe. Meanwhile, the Rag Hero is going straight after the fortified town center. There is no masons on this, but fortified town centers is a big help to defend this one. As the watchtower does end up falling, Chrono sitting idly by with his villagers. He could make the great migration over onto this gold mine here. The heavy throwing axeman coming in to push back. Does Gaiaisgood have any production? He's not even producing villagers out of his town center at this point. He's underneath the 115 population threshold, and ChronoJJ has somehow, some way managed to defend against the indefensible. If anybody ever says Ragnarok OP, you just show him this game and show no, you can come back from the brink. You just have to have the moves, that's for sure. And Gaiaisgood retreating back to his own base with those heroes of Ragnarok. Where did the villagers end up going? Back over onto this gold mine, sitting in here as well. The throwing axemen getting sniped down. The Rag Hero is going to sneak around here, try and take down these villagers as best as they possibly can. Still not producing villagers. He is getting one fire giant out here. As we see a temple coming down for Chrono, he does have to deal with two fire giants, which are going to be very difficult here. The villagers falling on this location, and Chrono struggling for gold for sure here. He doesn't have a market, so he can't sell that. He's only got two longhouses, trying to build as many throwing axemen out of here as he possibly can. Now the throwing axeman can move in, take out a hero of Ragnarok or two here. Where are those fire giants? Get the fire giants in here. You can probably easily take the town center down with these fire giants. If not, also take down those throwing axemen, as we do see the heroes of Ragnarok wandering into this position here. The throwing axemen trying to repair this one back up. We see another temple coming up as Chrono definitely wants to get out some frost giants here if he can. Now the throwing axemen getting targeted down, but the town center falls very quickly. And are we seeing Gaiaisgood get any villagers? Nope, still no villagers. Why get villagers when you can just stay completely all in here? Town center does end up falling, and the heroes of Ragnarok will be retreating away from here as the fire giant going after houses. And just get the temple up, Chrono. You've got nearly 600 gold here. And the villagers, they are making the great migration. Will Gaiaisgood spot it? There's a market here. There's a temple here. There's a hill fort here. There's no way to make it past it. And we're going to be seeing ChronoJJ be very quiet. Very quiet. And he does get past, doesn't lose any villagers. But does Gaiaisgood see that or not? Is the question. ChronoJJ retreating away from this position now. He has his temple up, but too little, too late. Even the dwarves of ChronoJJ are going to be sneaking back home here as well. He does have a lone frost giant over here. Could be getting some more of those frost giants. The throwing axemen going to be retreating back. So long as they stay away from those fire giants, they can take down the heroes of Ragnarok. And Gaiaisgood, he spent the food somewhere. Where did he spend the food? What did he get? I do not know, but they were not villagers. They were not villagers at all. Gaiaisgood says, once I click rag, there is no going back. That's all we're going to be doing here. Chrono returning back home to get some houses back up, trying to get some more Frost Giants out. There are 4 Frost Giants in queue right now for Chrono. I believe he can get 2 more of them, and he's going to use those to try and take those those Fire Giants of Gaiaisgood down. The army splitting itself up. We see the heroes of Ragnarok with their eyes set on coming over onto this gold mine right now. He is queued up to hit this, and Chrono thinks he's safe, thinks he's pulled a sneaky, pulled a fast one, but indeed has not. We see a marker getting thrown up now by ChronoJJ. The Fire Giants are here. Will Chrono hit this? Yes, it looks like he's going to be moving forward straight away to hit these Fire Giants right now, but the villagers are all getting taken out. We're going to see a potential 0 villager civilian unit game as this game is continuing with the complete calamity that it was described to have. All of the villagers falling for ChronoJJ, but Gaiaisgood 0 villagers. ChronoJJ is going to be 0 villagers, but he's going to be getting his town center back up, and he does have a ton of Frost Giants. How do you win this fight is the big question. Gaiaisgood, he did end up losing those Fire Giants, and he's got very little remaining here. So both players got nothing. A couple of dwarves going to be making their way up to the top side of the map. And, well, let's just say these throwing axemen are going to be able to deal with the Gaiaisgood heroes of Ragnarok. And in that moment, we started to see some villagers getting trained here by Gaiaisgood, ready to get that economy rolling. He's got himself 0 upgrades. Who needs upgrades? Why get upgrades when you cannot get upgrades as a different option here? The dwarves making their way up to the top side of the map. Gaiaisgood swinging around, fairly sure that there's going to be something up here, and he is not wrong. He's going to hit this before anything happens. And ChronoJJ trying to build out some dwarves here. Going to be very, very upset when these villagers are greeted by a whole bunch of heroes of Ragnarok here. These ones are all going to finally meet their demise, and we do have that restart of the game, complete reset button of the game commencing. Now we do have 5 Frost Giants, so they can very, very easily walk in and take this town center down, and we could potentially see a base trade there, which would be absolutely hilarious. And now in this moment, can ChronoJJ like even afford to repopulate here is the question, because he has to go over onto a gold mine if he wants to keep building dwarves, and he is basically just chopping down wood at this point. We see the Frost Giants coming forward, going to be taking down the Illford over here, taking down the market over here, and he's got no resources left in the bank. Gaiaisgood still not going to be close to being able to produce villages consistently here, so he's going to have to get up to at least 6 villages with 0 upgrades to be producing villages consistently. And ChronoJJ going to think about moving forward now. He should. He doesn't know, though. That's the thing. He's got no idea that Gaiaisgood has got 0 villages right now, basically. He's got 4 villages. And so, too, does ChronoJJ have 4 dwarves. Both players are on 4 civilian units at 31 minutes in the game. Ladies and gentlemen, this is absolutely insane. And I mean, that is just how it goes as we see the Frost Giants wandering forward right now. Gonna look to get in here and see what they can do. We see the housing establishment of Gaiaisgood sitting in the middle of the map, trying to be a little bit more modern than anyone else. Anyways, the longhouse going to be getting taken down here. ChronoJJ going to be clearing up all of these buildings. He still has nothing remaining here, essentially. Gaiaisgood has got himself 100 favor as well, and we are probably now going to start seeing these villages start to pick up the speed at which they're going to be getting built. And now we see the heroes of Ragnarok thinking about coming in and taking these fights. We do have full copper against full copper. The Frost Giant's going to be pulling back away from those heroes of Ragnarok. ChronoJJ not too happy about taking this fight, even though he does hard win it. Going to be doing a little bit of micro here, making sure to get as much value as he possibly can out of his throwing axemen. And in the end here, it looks as if he does manage to deal with all of those heroes of Ragnarok, and Gaiaisgood decides in the 32nd minute mark, with 8 villages remaining, running out of all of his military units, after being in a completely won position, to resign. Absolute calamity. What a game. 0 village. Was there a moment where both of these players were at 0 civilian units? Civilian units, 0. No, we had 5 civilian units for Chrono, while there was 0 civilian units for Gaiaisgood. And Chrono didn't even fall down to 0. He had 1. He never got to the 0 mark. Absolute hilarity. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you guys are on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.